Hey everyone, this episode we're mourning over Pitbull's return to Universal for their 25th anniversary concert series and discussing Universal from an actor's perspective as well as a director's perspective and a couple other perspectives, I guess. From the Bob Varley studio, this is the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. This is episode 33 of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. The Diz Unplugged Universal Edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation for whatever you need involving Universal. It's a cool place. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hey everyone, it's me, Craig Williams, and okay. Nice queuing up the music. That was perfect. We'll end the show right now, I guess, instead.
It keeps doing it. I'm sorry.
It's cool. You're fine. Welcome to another, now it's starting off to be another strange episode like all of them. And, I'm Craig, and today I'm joined with some of my cool friends. On my left is Jenny Lynn Nupp.
Hi, everybody.
And in the back on the controls is Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
Yeah, Dustin West is currently in...
Oh, I ruined the surprise.
Well, you did. You ruined it.
Sorry.
You jerk. Dustin is currently in New Jersey for the Give Kids the World meet that is coming up. And some of us are going to be leaving for that tomorrow, minus Rhino, because, can't even do the show right. So
I'll be sitting at the counter the whole time. Everyone's gone.
I'm joking. Yep, you're just going to be in there, and it's going to be weird. But, yep, Dustin will be back with us next week, and of course, this is a Buzz episode. If I didn't make that clear enough in my intro, that we're talking about some new stuff too. So, of course, Jolie's not here. She'll be back after a 3-month hiatus. Now it seems like just timing hasn't really worked out on anything, so we'll have her back on very, very soon. But then also in place of Rhino's normal position, we have a special guest star today, and it is Tyler Lee Allen.
Hello.
Unless you didn't want your last name said.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Surprise.
Great, now
Yeah, if you didn't want your name, then
we can just call him Tyler Lee.
I'll take everything off the air, and we can just put over
I need
like
a cool
blurs
nickname.
on my mouth.
I
and all that.
like
Tyler Perry Lee.
Tyler Perry Lee.
Tyler Perry Lee Allen.
White chocolate. There you go.
I like that. So we'll get into Tyler's background in just a little bit but basic perspective is that he does some acting work, some directing work, some producing work in the Hollywood industry and beyond, but not in Hollywood, mostly in Atlanta,
Yeah,
Georgia,
yes.
in the greater area. But he has a very interesting perspective on what he does for a living. So we're going to kind of mold that into Universal and really put it to the test on whether or not it's a cool studio or if it's just a pathetic pile of
excuse of metal.
I like that. I don't think Universal will appreciate us really referring to it as that, but
We're making a lot of friends today.
more enemies than friends. But you can only get better by being bad sometimes, I guess. So we're gonna jump into the buzz really quick here, but I just wanted to mention 2 events that I need to get off of our chest. That's not really the right way to describe it, but 2 big events you can sign up for right now if you like this show and some of the other ones. Dizapalooza taking place at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley. So if you've watched this show, listened to this show, then you've probably heard us talk about it just once or twice before, maybe.
Why don't you explain a little bit about what it is for those that are new and do not know what Dizapalooza is?
Well, first I was going to talk about Diagon Alley and
go ahead.
be like,
Okay.
it's a cool place.
It's
an amazing. I was kind of waiting for someone to jump in and be like,
wish I
yeah,
could live
it's
there.
awesome.
It is
I was
amazing.
there this morning. I literally just came from Diagon Alley in a car
Through a chimney?
through a chimney
Okay.
Oh,
That's
into
dancing.
into the studio.
from a flying Ford Anglia and a chimney. It all worked out
I
together.
stole it.
It's arguably the coolest place in Orlando.
Yeah.
I would totally agree with it. And that's why the Diz and Dreams Unlimited Travel will be hosting a pretty epic party there on December 5th of this year.
And that's not an exaggeration. It's going to be amazing.
All you can eat butterbeer, well, I guess you don't eat butterbeer.
You can.
Yeah.
All you can
but
eat ice cream.
And all you can drink butterbeer. And the hot butterbeer is going to be there. It's the perfect time of year.
And all
Never
you
had
can
the
eat
hot
butterbeer, ice cream, as well as pretty much
All
all of
the
the ice
other-
cream
all of
flavors
the
that
ice
they'll
creams.
have.
And I will say right now, that is my favorite place in Florida to get ice cream, period. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love the ice cream in Diagon Alley.
The chocolate chili and
Yeah.
My favorite was the apple crumble. I think it's called. Oh my
The
god.
caramel
yeah.
blondie.
No, they're
Come on, guys.
They're all freaking amazing.
Yeah,
It's-
they are.
I mean, on a normal day, the ice cream's whatever, $5.
Yeah,
something
which
like
isn't
that.
which isn't even that bad because
It's
you
not
get
that
two
bad.
big scoops and a waffle cone.
I
But-
feel like we're talking a lot about ice cream and still haven't really explained what this is.
We're getting there.
You get the ice
We'll
cream.
get them
bait
excited.
them in.
The
and
ice cream
then-
is a huge deal because you can try every flavor. I mean,
I didn't even think about
yeah.
that.
There you go. Well, Dizzapalooza will finally appease to Jenny Lynn.
Thank you. I
But-
feel like there's an order for everything.
And ours is the backwards order. Deal with it. So Dizzapalooza is a 3-hour event that is anyone who loves the sites, the shows, all of that. They can pay $75 to be a part of this exclusive 3-hour event in Diagon Alley that's only open to us.
Only open to us. That's the emphasis here.
That's huge.
We have Diagon Alley on lockdown for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And comes with all of the perks that they had started to say.
Exactly. And we have Escape Room from Gringotts will be open. Celestina and the Warbecks will
Will be performing.
Not Celestina and the Warbecks. Celestina, Warbeck, and the Banshees will be performing. Hogwarts Express will be open for round trip. You can't get off at Hogsmeade.
But you can go to and fro.
Exactly, which is amazing in itself. I mean, that's better than actually getting off, walking around for a little bit, and coming right back.
Agreed.
In my
Yeah.
opinion, after
I
doing
agree
it.
with that.
It's just gonna be like with even the most amount of people we could pack in there, it'll be less crowded than it is on a slow day, which is gonna be the
Oh, yeah.
best part. Like, think about the picture opportunities.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Seriously.
JL and I have attended a private event in there before, whenever it was the Harry Potter celebration, and on it, I don't know how many people were actually in Diagon Alley for that event, but we essentially walked on to Escape from Gringotts.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest line was actually for the ice cream because they also gave away free ice cream.
See?
It was, but and because we got to experience that, we can tell you the all-you-can ice cream is fantastic. Yes, you can go through that line as many times as you want. Try all of the flavors. And butterbeer.
Just being there on a day with no one else is amazing. It's worth, I think it's actually worth about $125 to $150 for that
agree.
kind of experience. So for $75,
And it'll be in the evening, so the lighting is all like super cool.
yeah, especially
And-
if the dragon's working at night,
Guys,
you haven't lived.
The best part, you get to hang out with us, and I will definitely be wearing a Harry Potter. I'm not gonna say costume, but I might go that far.
I mean, that's if you're still working with us.
I'm sure that one line will be the terminated.
I had to throw something in there. So, any details you want for Dizzapalooza, you'll be able to find them on the Diz Unplugged Facebook page, as well as the Diz Universal Facebook page. Our show notes, they'll be in the show notes, which you can find those at dizunplugged.com. Go to wdwinfo.com. Literally, you can find information in about 1 million places for this event right now. And also for another event that's going to be coming up in December of 2016, and that's Podcast Cruise.
Boom.
I believe it's 6.0 because I'm not really great
It
on my
is
numbers.
6.0.
It's 6.0.
And it will be on Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas, which we've talked about that before.
Were all three of you on that last time?
Yes.
Tyler,
we
you
were-
definitely were. I
We
know
were
that.
all
That's-
on 5.0.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, that was fantastic. One of the, I'm saying this from complete honesty. One of the best trips I've ever had the chance to go on. I just had so much fun. Made a lot of new friends.
I was one of those new friends.
Yeah,
It
well,
was
yeah,
good.
that's jail. It's where we met, and yeah, I mean it was just a great trip. I mean, so much fun. You just couldn't ask for more.
This one is going to be equally as amazing because it's on the Oasis.
Yeah. And I believe I'm the only person in the room who's actually been on that ship.
Yeah, I haven't been on
It
that.
is.
I haven't done it yet. I'm so excited.
It's
I've
massive,
seen the
but-
video that somebody made on.
Oh yeah, Rhino did put up a really great video of that. I will. I'll
Who
put.
was that person?
Who's that guy? It's Rhino.
But it was all my footage. So. Oh.
But Craig, you shot it so well, it was like I was there.
Oh, thank you. Now, and I'll make sure that it's embedded into the show notes so anyone can watch it that wants to. It's going to be an amazing time. Pricing's a lot better than on Disney because
it's really
Royal
good.
Caribbean that's one of the benefits of them. They do have some upcharges on the ship, like with some of their more signature dining, but even that, it's not going to add up to what the cost of a Disney cruise. Not that that's a bad thing,
Right.
but Royal Caribbean, especially the Oasis, it's so great. One of the favorite parts of it is their Central Park section. They have these little roast beef sandwiches that they have every day, and I think about 30 or 40 pounds of my weight has come from those little sandwiches. I like food.
Very excited.
I eat a
I
lot
can
of
tell
them.
how excited you are right now. You don't usually get this animated, but you talked about these little roast beef sandwiches, and it all
Dreams
just
of.
became really, really, really exciting.
The
Really
good
vivid.
news is we'll also have those on the Enchantment of the Seas on our 4-night cruise. They're not as good. The
Yes.
Oasis ones are just better quality for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it was.
Is this, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the biggest cruise ship in the world? Because I believe I read that.
The
Do you know?
Oasis?
I
The
want-
Oasis class is the
I
biggest
was gonna
one.
say,
Yeah.
It is the
Yeah.
biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was looking up. My wife and I have never been on anything but the Disney Cruise Line. So we started looking up everything we could on this when I heard about it was coming around and it's going to be on Royal Caribbean. Holy cow! Like we're excited.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool.
No, it's going to be a good time. Good time.
Good try.
A good time. And if you want to find out more information on rates and the dates, which I believe it is the 4th to the 11th, if I can remember off the top of my head.
I'll check right now because I know I wrote it in my
I'm
calendar.
actually already confident.
2016,
Of 2016,
not
December.
this year.
Yeah, it's over a year away.
Check out dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. That's where you'll be able to find information. I'll have it in the show notes once again. And
It does start on the 4th. I don't know when.
thank you. I'm a
December
freaking
4th,
genius.
2016.
Yeah. So that's all I'm going to plug right now in terms of housekeeping. We'll get to more later on in the show because I don't want to keep going on and on and on because we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about in the buzz.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion, we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about in the buzz.
The buzz.
I was
So-
going to say, Rhino, do you have a song for that?
The buzz. It's more of a. It's not a song.
That's an awful song. You should be ashamed and embarrassed. So, the first thing that's in the buzz, Universal's 25th anniversary concert series. So, for those of you who don't know, because I don't know how much we've talked about it, we've talked about it a little bit in terms of whenever we rumored maybe there'd be a museum one day celebrating the past 25 years at Universal Orlando. But they're finally doing something to start celebrating their anniversary, and that's
It's not a
with
museum.
it's not a museum; it's a concert series. So the concert series is essentially taking the place of the summer concert series that used to happen in the past. That didn't happen last year. I mean, it's very convenient that it's working out that way. But basically, 6 acts. I wouldn't say huge acts. I would say mid-range acts.
I didn't really.
will
I didn't
be
recognize.
what?
I did go on because when you say the names, I'm like, I don't really recognize anybody.
Well, if you don't recognize anyone, you're kind of an idiot.
Well,
but,
Pitbull. obviously.
okay,
Craig is
so
throwing shade.
I'm lucky I'm here right now. So very little sleep last night. I'm a little feisty, but the concert series is going to happen 6 nights in May and June. So the actual dates are May 23rd, May 24th, May 30th, June 6th, June 13th, June 20th. But who's playing on those dates? That's
Who
a
is
question.
playing
Tell
on
us,
those
Craig.
days, Craig?
Oh, well,
wanna know if I
I'd be
recognize.
super happy to let you know who's playing on those dates. So I'm going to need JL's help on some of these. I know. Don't look yet.
Well,
no
what-
peeking.
oh, okay.
So May 23rd, Prince Royce.
I'd never heard of it. That's one.
Nope.
No, none of us know who Prince Royce is. Tyler,
Do you?
Prince Royce, tell me the song. Do you know the song? I can't. I'm trying to think.
Sing a few
absolutely
bars.
no idea.
Hum a few
Yeah, I
bars.
can't think. I can't think of the.
Oh,
I'm not hip.
he's
I'm
a
not hip.
Spanish style singer. I believe he sings. He does a version of "Stand by Me." Darte un beso.
Oh, okay.
Soy el mismo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Las cosas pequeñas.
I'm
No.
familiar.
Yeah.
I'm not.
He's going to be there on May 23rd.
I'm excited.
But seriously,
Brush up
Eli
on your
might know, I don't
Spanish,
know.
everybody.
I like Stand By Me. I like the song Stand By Me. So, rock it out of the park, Prince. Prince Royce.
Prince Royce. The next one, Shawn Mendes.
I don't know who that is.
He's on the 24th of May. Apparently, he might be a Vine star originally.
Oh,
yes,
wait.
he was. He was a Vine star.
Is he the guy that Entertainment Weekly just did I saw it in their like Facebook newsfeed that it started with like a Vine cover and now he's become like the most downloaded.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's
some
the
career.
youngest artist since Justin Bieber to nab a #1 album.
Yes.
And that's news as of 14 hours ago.
Oh, cool.
So good for him. He sings Something Big.
Maybe we'll know the song by
I'm
then.
sure your kids
Nope.
love him.
Nope.
No? None of them? Okay. Well,
They do watch Vine though. They
feeling,
might have
I'm
heard
feeling
of him.
old. I'm feeling really old all of a sudden.
They watch Vines all the time, but not of people singing.
No,
just
Yeah.
of people
stuff.
doing really stupid
yeah,
things.
yeah. I was gonna say it's usually more of the pranks and stunts when I see Vine.
I just completely got off of it.
My name
I lost
is
interest
Nicholas,
to it.
and this is ridiculous. Got mad.
Gummy money and yeah, and it is deliciousness.
That's the only thing
Yeah.
I knew from Vine.
No, I like him. I still follow him,
Okay,
but he
yeah.
doesn't really post that much anymore.
Yeah.
From whenever I'm on. May 30th, Pitbull,
Yes.
I know Pitbull. Yeah.
which you're most excited about.
I actually
Mr.
am.
Wah-wah.
I know that we differ on this, but I am a Pitbull fan.
I can see Jay out there rocking.
Is this
Oh,
like
yeah,
AA?
yeah.
You have to come out and admit that I am a Pitbull fan.
I think so.
It's been 20 hours since the last time I've
Well,
listened to
because, all
Pitbull.
right, so I'm sure Pitbull has a wide variety of fans, but most of them are in the category that I am not in. So I'm an anomaly, I think.
Well, he's
Deaf and blind.
he's based out of Florida. He's from like Miami originally, I think, or something
He
like
is,
that,
Miami,
right?
Which is
Like,
another reason why I
because
like him.
he also performed at the Microsoft store opening at the Mall of Millennium recently. So
Well, that's what I think of when I think of Microsoft.
that was in
Pitbull.
the last year too, by the way. So
That's so embarrassing. He's doing Tiffany Mall openings. Not the store Tiffany.
I would be there. I would be there
Malls
at
gotta
that
shake
mall.
their booty too. They
You
gotta
know,
shake their booty.
I would be at the mall. The man wears a suit well, guys.
That's true.
And
That's true.
he has very catchy songs.
He's got a really nice shaved head.
Wait, did you say he wears a suit well or a white suit well?
Suit?
I've seen him only in white suits all the time.
I've never seen him in a suit. I don't
He
think.
wore really. What
I
did
used
he wear
the broader
capris?
term. I didn't specify color. Sorry.
Didn't he wear capris with like Jimmy Fallon or something at Universal Studios not long ago?
Oh, I missed that one.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
want to talk about somebody else now.
I hate Pitbull. I think one of the biggest things I've ever made clear on this show throughout its history is that I cannot stand Pitbull and how. I mean, I understand we're in Florida and he is big
Florida.
out of South Florida,
Yeah, which
so
is where I grew
Universal-
up. So this is kind of, touching my roots, I guess.
He's Jail. I'm gonna go ahead and just come out and join your AA group because he's on my workout playlist.
Oh.
He is.
You guys are awful.
He's on my workout playlist. I'm sorry.
So we're
Good for
gonna.
you, Tyler.
Tell me, Craig, what else is in store?
What else is in store? Well, right after that, the next week, which would be Saturday, June 6th, Kelly Pickler.
Oh God, my mom would be excited about that. I don't mean oh God in a bad way.
I don't mean oh God.
So from what I'm reading, she is
Not
a country
carelessly.
artist.
You don't know who she is?
I don't listen to country music.
No,
I
no, no.
don't
She's
either.
from American Idol.
I don't watch American Idol.
Okay, and when I say from American Idol, I'm talking about the Chris Daughtry season of American Idol.
Which Chris
pretty sure.
Daughtry's also on my list of people that
Well, so I know that
I
he'll love
despise.
this
I
performance.
was like, you're not winning him over.
Well, I didn't know
Yeah.
she was
Just
still
kind of
around
like
until I
anyone
saw
is
this
the pressing
announcement.
question.
I do like people. I mean, I'm sure she's someone that actually Kylie likes because she likes country music. So
I do not like
She's got a
country
big
music.
personality. She's
Oh.
funny. I like her personality. That's it. That's it.
I like her person. It's like
Is that code?
No, it's not like she comes off kind of ditzy, but it's funny. I don't know.
well,
I'll
I'm
leave it
looking at
there.
her kind of profile right here on Google, and I could see the big personality.
Yeah,
It also
it
looks
was
like she really likes to exemptuate her
Personality?
Midsection.
her midsection personality quite often. But So I'm sure that'll be a popular concert. The next one is the one I'm most excited about, which I will miss because I will be out of country. And that's on Saturday, June 13th, Huey Lewis in the News.
Oh yeah.
That's a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
I saw him at Mardi Gras last year.
Yeah.
And it was literally the best free concert I have ever seen. I mean, he played all the hits except they didn't do...
I was going to say, did they do Back in Time?
Yeah, oh, of course.
Okay, good.
The only thing they didn't do that I was left wanting was a acapella version of It's All Right. But
Did he do that song that they did with Gwyneth Paltrow for that movie?
no, they
10
didn't
years
do
ago? Cruisin'?
from duets. Yeah, they didn't do Cruisin'.
Oh,
I
love
mean, he
that
doesn't
song.
have a duet artist. But I mean, he plays all the big hits. He plays Back in Time and Power of Love
Okay.
and I Need a New Drug.
Yeah,
Everything.
I
Like
want a
it
new
was
drug.
Jacob's Ladder was one of the greatest memories
Heart of
I
Rock
have
and Roll.
from that. Oh yeah, no, there wasn't a lot of people at his concert last year, despite it being Mardi Gras. I mean, it was packed, but not a lot. I think that'll change just from any word of mouth that came out of the last time around. Because we didn't mention it off the top of the show. I didn't mention it. I failed. These are all at the Music Plaza stage inside Universal Orlando, Universal Studios to be particular. If you have park admission for Universal Studios that day, you have a free concert right there. None of these are extra.
And they're I've seen a lot of performances there that I think were money worthy. Like I would have paid
Yeah.
to see it because they were excellent on stage, excellent personality. It's a good venue. I mean, where it is, it's good. It just gets so crowded sometimes, but it's still it's a nice performance area.
Yeah,
and they put it on the big screens, so like even if you're not like right up next to the stage, you can see it like way in the back.
Thank you. You covered that for me too. And filling out the lineup on Saturday, June 20th, which I guess is the last day they will celebrate the 25th anniversary as well. Just comes and goes in 4 weeks.
I hope they have some merch
I'm
or
joking.
something.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
It's going to go on longer than that. This is just the end of the concert series. The Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh,
Nice.
I will
Pretty
see
good.
them.
Yeah,
I will see them.
that's good.
Yeah, I will definitely see them. Goo Goo Dolls, of course. Iris.
Yes, that's the best.
I grew up with them. Yeah.
Yeah. that's-
I like their newer hits. I have the last 2 or 3 albums they had, and they've been pretty good.
Yeah, they wrote that one song for Treasure Planet.
Which I
yeah.
like that song.
Yeah, I can't
Forgot
think of
about
what it
that.
is off the top of my head now, but
I completely forgot about
and
that.
Stay With You and all that stuff. And no, I like the Goo Goo Dolls a lot. I think it's a really solid lineup. It's got something for everyone.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
The little kids are going to come out to see Shawn Mendes. The JLs of the world will come out to see Pitbull.
I'll be there.
The Florida crackers out there will come out to see Kelly Pickler.
That's not.
Us.
That is not. He did not say a bad word. That's what they're called.
Oh.
I said, just being honest, and
They'll come out of the swamps.
and then us people with civilized taste will go out to see Huey Lewis in the News, as anyone would.
Or Marty
And,
McFly vests.
Fedoras and hats.
I mean, they're gonna have to cut it out though because it's just too darn loud.
Good one.
Yeah, I did that.
Because that's his
And,
line in the movie.
Then everyone's stuck in the '90s, Goo Goo Dolls, and it'll just be a good old rockin' time. And then we'll figure out one day who's gonna come and actually see Prince Royce, but
And who he is.
it won't be me. So.
I'm not.
So the 25th anniversary concert series, go check it out if that interests you. If it doesn't, well.
Well, it's free. Get
Guess
off
you're
your
out of
high
luck.
horse.
So moving on into the next buzz topic. As of yesterday, metal detectors, we've been going on and on and on and on and on about it for the past couple weeks.
It's a thing now.
It is official. They are now in place full time. It's no longer a test. They are there for good at Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, Dragon Challenge, and the Incredible Hulk Coaster.
I don't think we're surprised.
No, I mean we kind of,
It was going to come to this.
yeah, it was definitely going to. They weren't going to just test it out at the one place and then randomly test it out at the other two just to see if it would catch on. Of course, it was going to go into place. I mean, granted, they could have pulled it like they did the big water bottle debacle of 2015, but
Tyler, have you seen them since you've been in the park?
I haven't actually been on those rides this trip. I'm with my parents, so.
Well, I know you
sort
said
of
you were there
walking
earlier
around.
today. That's why I
Yeah,
asked.
no, I haven't noticed them, to be honest.
yeah.
Unobtrusive.
So
No.
for anyone who is just finding us for the first time today or didn't pay attention to us any time in the past, Universal has been toying around with metal detectors in the big roller coasters that stuff can fall out of your pockets that you're told right from the start, way before metal detectors.
Put your stuff in a
Before the
locker.
days, put your stuff in a locker. It could hurt yourself. It could hurt other people on the ride. It could hurt people on the ground. So that's why they've always offered, as long as I've been going, free lockers to put all your stuff in.
And just use them.
Yeah.
Use them. It takes 2 seconds. It's better than losing them and somebody getting hurt or whatever. Just use them.
Well, and now you have to because
They're going to
have-
stop you.
Yep, they will stop you. You
Out
have
of line.
you have walk-through metal detectors as well as wand metal detectors to really pinpoint, and everything has to go in lockers basically at this point. So if you're planning a vacation there, don't be surprised. Don't get pissed off and yell at them whenever they say, "Oh, sorry, everything needs to go in a locker." It's now officially the rules, and everyone just has to deal with it. I'm sorry for sounding.
No, I
Deal
mean
with it.
that's
Yeah.
the bottom line.
So basically for us, we really put in our opinions on it that if it's sometimes it can feel intrusive, I believe was your final standpoint on it.
Well, no, not the metal detectors themselves. I actually felt that was a better way to go about this than what kind of has been happening before they put the metal detectors in place. And that was kind of the confrontation of team members. Like,
Okay, yeah.
do you have everything out of your pockets? And, kind of just stopping everyone. So
I thought you were gonna say pat
actually...
downs. I thought that's where you were going. I was like, they do pat downs?
No, I didn't get patted down. But it's I feel like this is actually a more passive way to go about it, and so maybe a better way to do it. But I'm interested to see how it is handled when somebody sets off those metal detectors.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I haven't actually went over and experienced them yet. But personally, after working there for so long and just going there as much as I have, I know that my personal items will actually fall out of my pockets if I go on those rides. So I never mess around with it anyways. Even like whenever we were out in Hollywood and we did the Mummy, I mean, I made all of us put everything in there, even though we didn't have to on that ride. We could have taken small items if we wanted to, but that's my way of life. I just put everything in there because you're going to regret it whenever you lose it. I don't know how many cell phones I would pick up walking around the ride track of Dragon Challenge after hours, seeing them crushed and broken. And, every once in a while someone would be like, oh, well, I see on my Find My iPhone that it's still on and it's working somewhere. But it doesn't matter. We can't just shut a ride down then because something fell out of your pocket. So it's a great move to actually do it. I think it's going to make even loading processes go quicker from anyone who's trying to sneak on GoPros and other things they shouldn't have on
I
there.
guess that's a good point because, sometimes people do bring these things on, but then they get found at the last minute as they're loading. And then that really does hold up the process.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it that way. This will kind of maybe slow things down a little bit at the entryway of the line, but once you get in the line, maybe it will move a bit quicker.
It's like guess with prosthetic legs and other prosthetic limbs. There's a lot of material out there that Universal tries to tell them if anyone notices it or if they're just upfront about it that they can go on this ride, they can't go on that ride. A lot of information, but then they kind of just sometimes ignore it and try to sneak onto rides, and then whenever they cause a 20-minute downtime because they have to be evacuated off a ride because they didn't follow the rules, like it's not good for anyone.
Right.
It's always best to just follow the rules. But Tyler, as a person who's actually here vacationing at Universal right now, you're going to be in a park. How would you feel about going through the metal detectors?
I thought you were going to ask me to, walk through the metal detectors with some metal.
Yeah, go through right now and come back. We'll still talk.
Let's see how they handle this. Okay, so how do I feel about it?
Yeah, do you think it's intrusive at all? Do you think it would ruin your vacation?
No. Honestly, no. I don't think it's a problem. I mean, I think I have actually almost lost my keys. I know the metal detectors aren't on this ride, but on Forbidden Journey, Harry Potter's Forbidden Journey, I've actually almost lost my keys, and they were in my pocket, deep pockets, and they just slid right out, and they were sitting, thankfully, in the seat when I left, and I just happened to turn around, and there they were. But I think it's just better safe than sorry. I mean, you want to spend $800 on a new iPhone, that's your prerogative, but it's just one of those things that I think you deal with. You go into a theme park. I don't think it's asking you too much. The lockers are free, right, for the duration of the ride. Not the entire day, but the duration of the ride. The lockers are free. So yes, it takes about 5-10 minutes to put it in there and then get it out. But it just makes. I don't think it's like, oh yes, I've got to go put stuff in a locker now. But I think to myself, like, it just makes it easier because you're gonna buy stuff throughout the day, souvenir here and there or whatever, and you can't like. I find that when I'm at like Disney World or something like that, there's no lockers, and I have to like now, like if you go on like Space Mountain, you have to like cram that stuff in there with you. Like whenever I bring my camera, I'm always like, I don't really want to go on some stuff because there's nowhere to put my $1,500 camera that it's not going to get smashed when I'm on the ride. So I think it's nice of them to do that, actually.
Oh yeah, no, I'm on the same boat. For us bigger people on rides where you don't have a lot of room, and then you have to start shoving bags in between your legs. It's not great. And at the end of the day, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Leaving cell phones in lockers is the best thing because then you actually have to interact with the people you're with. And that's unless you're there alone and you're doing a solo trip. In that case, now you're screwed. Sorry that you can't be browsing Facebook and Twitter right now. But if you're with your family, take the time that you actually have with them to talk while you're in line.
Make the line a game or something like that. I don't know.
Point out people that you don't like and laugh at them.
Man, it smells so
much to
Who is
see.
it?
Mock the other park goers.
Like the theming at Universal, in some areas better than others. Like Diagon Alley is the new bar, but just look, just open your eyes. And I know we're so engrossed in our cell phones and everything nowadays. I am constantly catching myself. And my wife, for that matter, she's gonna love me for that. But just go like this, just go like that, and look around. There's so much to see and do. But anyway, that's a whole different story.
Absolutely. I think that's gonna do it for metal detectors. Well, not really, because it's they're there. They're there. But
that's pretty much ongoing.
But moving on, I think the most exciting news of the week. I mean, besides the concert series, because that's cool that they're finally celebrating their 25th anniversary, but American Ninja Warrior.
Oh yeah,
I'm kind of excited for this. I'm not gonna lie.
I signed up for tickets.
No, you did?
Good
I did.
Deal.
I
Good
don't.
Deal.
I don't know if I'm gonna get them. I haven't got an email yet about it. I know that basically probably about between 3 to 6 hours after they opened up, they were already on a wait list. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it isn't like a lottery and that I'm gonna just get that email or it's in my junk folder right now. But anyways, if you haven't seen American Ninja Warrior, it is this competition show where the most in shape people do a crazy obstacle course that it looks nearly impossible the entire time.
Did somebody finally win it?
A lot of people.
I thought
people
for
make
like
through.
years there was not an American winner or something like. I mean, I know it's American Ninja Warrior, but I thought there was some
I was
like.
gonna say, isn't that in the title?
No,
Well,
but
they
nobody. You could have nobody win. That's the thing. It's like if nobody can finish, then there's no winner.
It's I'm still always having trouble understanding the show in general, but it's a kind of a joint thing between NBC and then Esquire Network. And as I said, it's a fitness competition show where they have to run an obstacle course. But there'll be different locations all around the world where you can go and be a part of it. And then it just keeps leading into harder courses. That then there'll be a finale with the most difficult, challenging, insane course. And in that terms, I do not know if anyone's ever completed it. I mainly just watch the ones that are around different cities.
Yeah.
And I mean, the biggest standout is the one girl who went viral for it. That it was like a 4'11", 100-pound girl that you would have looked at her and just laughed. But then she freaking powered through the course. Like one of the
Like it was easy.
yeah, one of the challenges was you're basically gripping onto a barbell. And then you have to propel yourself upwards with your body weight onto a next set of hooks and
like
keep
Arrow
going
does.
up and up and up.
OMG.
And
It's intense.
I mean, the thing is, whenever you're watching this, you'll see these big muscular guys who you think, oh, they can do anything, and then they're gone after like one because they can't hold themselves up for that long. They can't complete some of the things just because they have too much. It's almost, I mean, it's. I'm not going to get into stereotypes and all that stuff, but you think of ninjas as small, little, nimble people that are just very gymnastics. agile. Thank you. I don't know where I was going.
Gymnastically inclined.
Very agile. I mean, they've got that gymnast type of approach to them.
Vocabulary.
That's what I need. I need you guys to step in and help me on this crap.
It's just like when they do those stairs that are like they go upside down backwards or whatever, but they're just a little thing that you have to hang on to with just the tips of your fingers. It's a feat to watch these people do it, and you are just that they can't get up and do it again when they fell, even if they gave them a second chance, because there's no way you can use those muscles again that close together.
It's a lot of skill. They have like so many training videos. I've watched this show for a while when I can, and yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you see some of these guys. That's cool. You can see a lot.
My question is are they building a course here? Have they already built it?
So it is going to be taping on May 10th and 11th. For anyone who wanted to sign up for it, I think to still join the wait list.
Wait list.
The wait list. You can do that at www.on-camera-audiences.com. And that's also where you can sign up to be on other stuff like The Price is Right if you're out in Los Angeles, all the game shows and jazz like that. But they are building this set in the actual streets of New York.
Oh.
And then,
very cool.
So it'll be blocked off during the day, obviously. But then at night, like the taping begins, I want to say it was at 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And so that's kind of nuts. But I only signed up for one day. I was going to get greedy and try to do 2. I should have. So I could guarantee I probably got tickets to at least one of them. But staying up that late 2 nights in a row would have been tough. But apparently they did film it at Universal once before that I wasn't aware of. And it was kind of set up behind Hard Rock Hotel.
That's what I was thinking. I thought it was going to be more out of the way. They're actually putting it in the park, though.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not absolutely positive on that. That's just, I think I read a comment somewhere where I saw that. But this one will definitely be in New York.
That's cool.
And I really hope I get to see it live. If not, seeing it on TV will still be cool to see the background. And
I want to tell people, okay, so there is a fun thing to do in New York that I really enjoy. That's like, it's rock climbing, but it's in an alleyway in New York, so you have to climb up like the windows and the bricks and the thing. Yeah. I challenge anybody who thinks like, I can do American Ninja Warrior, just to do the hard section of that alone, and you will be using muscles in your forearm that you didn't know existed to do that. It's a lot of fun. It's like $5. Just it makes you feel like Spider-Man because you get to jump down and slowly.
Oh yeah, no, those rock climbing walls are one of the best workouts you can ever have. Yeah. The first time I was on a Royal Caribbean ship on the Oasis, Kylie and I decided to try one of those out because they have them at the back of the ship. It's really awesome. And we're watching all these little kids just fly up the wall and ring the bell at the top. So we're like, oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake. And this was when I was in good shape. And we both made it like halfway and just like can't find a grip. And
just like,
it was so hard.
I can't close my hand.
I have to be able to see this in person. I want to see these freaks of nature.
Pumped a little bit. You've almost reached the level of excitement as the roast beef sandwiches.
Oh yeah, no. This is such a cool show. You have to go and watch. If you can't see it on TV, whenever they do have it on, at least go on YouTube and watch some of the clips. It'll blow you away. You'll just find yourself watching the next
Somebody
person.
Somebody just rated a course in the nude, I believe, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Within the last like 2 weeks or something like that. They like sprinted out and started doing the course, and they were butt naked.
Yeah, why not? From what I understand, the person was getting ready to run their course, and then out of nowhere, a streaker just popped out and started doing the course, and then got tackled halfway through.
But they got halfway through.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
They got away through.
Well,
Yeah.
see what kind of excitement awaits us when they
An
come
American
to Universal
Ninja Warrior.
Studios. Harry Potter's gonna fly out on his broom, take on the course.
Yeah, well, that guy definitely flew out in that course with his wand. And with that, I think that's going to close us out of the buzz, and we will move into the best part of the show, the mid-show shuffle. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the song right now.
Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Is that like your variation of the truffle shuffle?
That was the end. That's the Universal Mid-Show Shuffle, and that is it.
Fantastic. So this is a Facebook comment that we got that I feel terrible because I wrote down the entire comment and I completely forgot to write down the name of the person who actually commented on it. Well, sent us kind of a question. The topic, while I pull up her name, is Photo Connect, the photo taking service at Universal Orlando. So at Disney, you have PhotoPass, and we all know PhotoPass because they're standing everywhere, which way, that way. And the name is Gina Brack. Gina, thank you for having a uncomplicated name to actually say for once.
God bless her parents.
Congratulations.
Congratulations and God bless. So she says, hey guys, I'm a faithful fan of your show. Thank you. Love the personalities. Love the chemistry of the team. Love all the great info we share about Universal. Gina is heading down for a week very soon. She hasn't been to Universal Parks since January 2012. But they splurged on Premier annual passes this year. Very smart. And have purchased the Photo Connect annual pass. So
I
basically,
didn't know that was a thing you could get an annual pass for.
You have the option to use the Photo Connect year round.
Oh, wow. You happen to know, are you looking up a price for that?
I'm not necessarily looking up the price of it, but I am going to look up what you get with the annual pass one. Anyways, she asked she kind of stated that she would love if we did a segment on the product before her trip, which they're arriving on May 1st. So that's
Not going to happen.
Sorry.
That's not going to happen. That's 6 days from now.
Sorry.
And we're doing that land and sea thing like that day starting
Yeah,
first. So
but
we'll be there if you want to say hi.
But I wanted to talk about it just briefly right now in the mid-show shuffle segment, just because I know about it and I've seen the people there, but I didn't really know that they even had the annual pass version of it.
Yeah, that's news to me.
It's a little shocking that they do.
I can't imagine it's very. I mean, I'm curious because I know the memory maker that you can do for just your trip while you're staying at Disney. So if you stay for a week, is like $200 or something like that. I think
It's really expensive.
Yeah, because I was gonna do it once for like, I don't remember what it was for, but they were like $200, and I was like, no. So
Photo Connect there is run through Amazing Pictures. That's the company that does it, and they handle all the on-ride photos, and then they have their photographers around the parks with DSLR cameras that are willing to take pictures of you if you so choose. Anytime they ever ask me if I want a picture, I kind of have to awkwardly say no, because something about it just doesn't seem like they're legitimately good photographers.
Well, it's because the second you walk in the park, they're always like, "Oh, you two together," and I'm just like, "No, please, no." Like, I feel like they're more paparazzi-esque.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a really good
it's
point.
theme, I guess, right?
At Disney,
Theming.
the PhotoPass people kind of let you come to them. At Universal, they're a bit more.
oh yeah, no, at Disney they don't mind if you just walk on by. It's whatever. But people have come to really know the product and appreciate the product, so that's why they wait in lines just to do this. And at Universal, it really does feel like paparazzi. Like, come on, stand together. Let me get your family picture. And no, I'm good. We can ask some random stranger to take a picture of us with our cell phone. So, Gina, I'm sorry if we're already getting off to a really negative start on this, but I could have swore somewhere that you said that you used it before, but you just hadn't used the annual pass one. I'll go over some of the packages here real quick. If you have the one-day digital package for $40, you have unlimited digital downloads for 1 day.
That's pretty good.
For the Star package, which is $60, you have unlimited digital downloads for 3 days in the parks. The annual pass, unlimited digital downloads for a year with your Florida annual pass, or not Florida annual, blah, blah. With your annual pass, blah, blah, blah. You got it. Then you can get your downloads and pictures taken for the entire
I'm sorry.
year.
Well, how much did you say that one was, Craig?
That one was $90. I did not say it.
Oh, for the year? For the annual
year.
pass one?
Yep. For 14 days with unlimited downloads for 14 days, that's also $90. And you can do one where you get your Shutter Buttons DVD, which is the moving pictures that you can take over in Diagon Alley. You get that, unlimited digital downloads for 3 days one 5x7 print, one 4x6 print, your shutter buttons DVD, all for $100.
That's
So
kind
I
of a
don't think
good deal.
overall that these are bad or terrible. The thing I would worry about is the skills of the photographers, which I also worry about at Disney.
Yeah,
but
sure.
At the point that they're at with their photo pass, they know where to set up their camera. They know the settings. Once they're told, they learn it because they do it every single day. These photographers are out there shooting stuff handheld at Universal, first off, which for really good photos, I mean, if you're a good photographer, you can do anything handheld. But if you want the perfect photo, sometimes you just have to use a tripod, set everything up to make it look really nice.
Well, other than like the front of the park and the ride attraction or the attraction photos, I can't consciously think of a place that I see them that they're present. Character meet and greets,
Yeah.
I guess, right?
They're the
Yeah.
characters.
So, I mean, I agree with you on the quality thing for sure, but it doesn't seem like it's like super. I am an annual pass holder. I'm kind of debating like it might be a cool test to do it for just 1
would.
year. Or
It's
something like that.
$100, right?
Yeah,
So is that what you said
At
for the,
90
for the Diagon Alley one,
90.
right?
90
$90
for the annual pass
90
one. For the Diagon Alley one, which you don't get your unlimited digital downloads for the year because that's just for a 3-day package.
Sure.
So that one's got a bunch of extra fun stuff. But for the annual pass one, for 90, you get all those unlimited downloads. And that works for your ride photos too. So I
Yeah.
think that's where you can really get your money out of it, especially if you go often enough that you like to do stupid faces on
Yeah.
the rides. Because you learn after the first time where they take the picture. And I mean, like whenever we go on test track, we'd be doing probably stuff we shouldn't have.
Well,
but-
it would force me to go out of my way to find the person now too, and I would think like I'm going to get my money out of it, and I don't know, like family comes to
that
visit,
sounds
and
like
you
a
have those
challenge.
photos now. I don't know.
That sounds like a challenge. Like if you're gonna pay
Yeah,
$90,
right.
like I'm gonna get 5,000 pictures this year at Universal Studios. You know, like
Wish this package never existed.
So I think, long story short, on this mid-show shuffle, Gina, we're not sure how great the photographers are because I don't personally use them, but it's something that we will test out, and I hope we can get your feedback after you do use them too, so that way we know more, and then hopefully we can bring it all together at some point in time and prepare others for either happiness or disappointment, like everything in life.
It's a coin toss, really.
Yep. So cue us out on the mid-show shuffle music, Rhino.
Mid-show shuffle over.
That was awful.
I couldn't stop the shoulder shimmy.
Still bad. It's okay. So, spotlight on the universe this week. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to take an actor, director, producer, genius extraordinaire.
oh god,
That's
All of those. We're going to get his perspective a little bit on Universal in general. But before we actually get to it, well, we're already there. But before we get further into it, Tyler, do you mind, for the people who haven't ever seen you on, well, you were only on one of our Disney World Edition shows.
Right.
This is your debut on the Universal Edition. So do you want to give a little background for the people who only follow this show?
Yeah. So my name's Tyler, and I've been listening to the show for a couple years now. Big fan of it. Met the guys on the podcast cruise 5.0. Really started talking there. Met a few of them before that, but I've been in the film industry for a while now. Graduated at film school in 2005. Just started working in the industry. Did my own film. Co-wrote it, directed it. Then started working on all these other projects because I realized, I've never actually worked on anybody else's set before, which is a pretty invaluable experience. So started just doing anything I could, anything that sounded interesting. And in Atlanta, where I currently reside, I do a lot of stuff on bigger projects while I'm working on my own independent things. I do a lot of standing in and doubling and whatever I can, frankly. I mean, I've worked on, recently I worked on Powers. I worked on an ABC pilot for a couple weeks about a month ago. Working on another project. Worked on Insurgent, Hunger Games.
Did you say The Walking Dead? Okay.
Walking Dead, yeah. Did a couple days there. Yeah, just a lot of. Just my list is huge. I won't list everything, but yeah, a lot of TV shows, a lot of films. Yeah.
Very cool. And thank you again. I don't know if I ever
you.
thanked you. Thanked
Thank you.
you?
Thank you.
I don't know if I
Thank you.
thanked you for being on the show yet, but now I did. So we're good. You're really filling in you're filling in a valuable seat today at our round table. So I really do appreciate it, and I hope that this can turn into a little bit of a fun discussion. Just for everyone else, though, that's involved in this discussion as well too. We all have a little bit of background in kind of production in general. I mean, here obviously we're producing a show for audio and video, but so outside of this, whenever we're not here, JL will randomly just be going on TV every now and then.
She just runs on
I
camera
do.
randomly.
So usually seems like the average is about 4 times a month. I go to the local Fox News studio and I do spots for them about what's going on in Orlando with the attraction industry.
Yeah, especially a lot of times for Universal in particular.
They do call me for Universal in particular. They called me this morning. I couldn't go because I had to be here. But
Jail's in demand.
Just dedicated to you guys out there.
It's a
Appreciate
fun thing.
it.
So I get to see a little bit what it's like behind the camera in a,
In a studio environment.
I mean, we're in a studio here, but in a big studio, like TV studio. I've got, some idea of what's going on.
Yeah, and Rhino, I believe that you did do stuff at one point in time.
I made me sad. Made me sad.
You did something.
They stopped me. I did. Yeah. No, I went to school for film. I graduated in May last year. Finally, I've made a couple of short films over the years. I think they get progressively better. If you want to watch one, the one I would say if you Google search CMF, Last Man on Earth is my favorite one I've done. I do have a little bit of shade to throw at the Fox television show that is, you'll notice a lot of similarities, but mine was made 2 years before that show came out. Whatever. Which is ironic, too, because the original ending of it was the same as the current show's plot, so I'm extra annoyed with myself. Mine's better.
They're both great.
It's not, I'm just kidding. They're both great, and it's just cool. It's just cool to see that, an idea I had, somebody else had an idea, so it makes you think, maybe, some ideas are good.
A lot of your ideas are good.
Thank you, Craig.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Well,
That's Craig's
yeah,
job.
I'm trying to currently work on something else too. I'd like to get back in the game. As Tyler knows, we have a lot of conversations about this. So
that's very cool.
yeah.
So, and for me, I'm just kind of a drifter.
We're pulling you in, Craig.
Oh, okay.
You got a great. Craig has a wonderful. Okay, for Craig, everybody out there should watch. Go on the Diz and watch the Beyond the Parks video, and you will see what kind of an eye he has for cinematography and editing, because he put this whole thing together, and I think it's really beautiful, and I think you could get a job
what is the
when you're terminated from here somewhere else with that.
What is the name of the video that you did where it was you were pairing Alaska and you had a Hawaii? And
It's that one, yeah.
It was that one.
Yeah, see? So he knew.
Vog, fog, smog.
What is it again?
Vog, fog, smog.
Yes, look that up because the
It's
first
named
time
after
I
his
met
great-grandfather.
Craig, I think that was one of the first things I told him. I said, I saw, I watched the show for a little bit, saw this video, and I said, you did good, man. I said, you shot it, you edited it. I said, it's good. So
Well, thanks for tooting my horn. I wasn't doing this just to get to that point.
That was just a bonus.
It was one of the things that surprised me about you, because I assumed you had gone to film school, and I assumed you had made these things, and so it's just a testament to what you have potential for.
No, I didn't.
I'm done
but
being nice.
I am wearing the hat of my alma mater, St. Vincent College in Latrobe, and I was lucky enough to do an internship at a television studio there, a news station for a while, Channel 4 Action News. So I also have that news perspective on it. So we all have some idea of what it's like to be working in a production environment, whether it's TV, news, movies. And I kind of want to throw it to you first, Tyler, because you're our special guest on it. So as whatever role you want to choose first, as an actor, as a director, producer, whatever, whenever you walk into Universal, what actually clicks with you? Is it the studios in particular? I mean, Islands of Adventure doesn't have that movie making aspect to it
Not really.
at all, but
there's a storytelling.
There's a lot
I
of
think
story.
as a filmmaker, you're a storyteller as well. So
yeah, there's a
different
lot of story.
perspective. Yeah.
What's the first thing that I noticed? Is that what you're asking?
yeah, whenever you walk in, does it strike you any of the things you've ever seen in the movie industry? Do you get that feeling while you're there as well?
Oh, as part of so actually pairing with it. It's a very well, the first thing I notice is the music, which you will not find actually on set unless it's like playback. I know that's not really the question, but for some reason, every time I'm in the theme park, the first thing I notice is just the music, especially Universal Studios, because I love the themes. You know, you got the John Williams, you got, you know, it's just amazing. I guess in terms of the feel of comparing it to a real set, it's interesting. They just, the fact that there are sound stages there, even if they're not in use, the fact that I actually worked in one of those sound stages when I was in college on a TV show in the old Nickelodeon building, and it's cool to me. Just I see those sound stages and I always wonder, okay, what's going on today? Is there anything going on today? Are they doing anything? I think that that's pretty cool. I think it's neat for people to actually know that there is possibly something going on in a place that has studios in the title that's being used for an actual studio. Hollywood Studios. I don't know about but so I think that's really cool. I love seeing the props. Actually, I was just there today. Fury 7's out. Craig loves Fury 7.
He's a big fan. Biggest fan there, maybe.
Fan.
Yes.
But no, the movie just came out, right? I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. But the cars are there, and I think that's so cool that they have the prop cars. I'm assuming that they're. I don't know if they're the hero cars or what. I know they have multiples, you know, usually of everything in the films. But I think it's cool that they have them there, and that people can just go up and see them, and this is neat. I cannot honestly say that the experience is really like shooting a movie or TV show. I mean, I know.
Well, let me ask you about a specific attraction that,
Sure.
and probably the only one that I think is actually still themed to the idea that you're being a part of making something.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Disaster?
Disaster is cool. It's a very comical version of the idea of making a movie and everything like that.
It's the only one I can think of.
No, it's a good, Twister, Disaster.
Oh, Twister, I'm sorry.
Those come close to trying to give the illusion of that, like, what would it be like? What people don't realize, let me preface this without trying to go on too long. What people don't realize about making movies and TV shows is that it takes forever just to get a single shot, and then you've got to combine that with all the different angles, and you might be shooting 2 cameras, 3 cameras at once, and then you're going to turn around and you got to get all the close-ups and everything else. I mean, you can spend an entire day on a 3-minute scene, and that's not even counting visual effects if there are any. It's just, that's the feel. Theme parks kind of give that, like, really quick instant gratification to what it's like. So in that sense, yeah, it's like it in that sense. If you want, like, the really fast track, what's it like to make a movie? Bam, here it is. I think it's fun for that. I do not think it's like film school. I don't think you're gonna go there. I just graduated. I'm ready to make a movie.
Yeah.
I think it can inspire you. I totally think it can inspire you. When I was a kid and went to Universal Studios before college, I was already wanting to make movies, and going there and seeing, the different rides and like E.T. and all that stuff. And the music, like I said, the music is always what gets me. That made me want to make movies even more. So
I think it's cool because, like, for me, when I used to go as a kid, like, it's. I love the idea of a behind the scenes, like, this is how they make it. And I think Universal stepped away from that and more into this is how it feels to step through the screen.
I think that's a very fair.
What it's like to live the movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to kind of lead.
That's very fair.
In terms of, sorry, I'll let you go.
Sorry, before we ran off too far, I mean, they have that horror makeup show as well.
I do like that show.
So I mean, that they do have aspects of it that kind of give you that behind the scenes look. I'm in agreement with you. I like the props and the process of it, but those aren't the big headliner attractions, because at some point, like you were saying, it's not a thrill ride. It doesn't have the same type of appeal to pull people in.
Yeah, movies, and TV shows. The slogan that I learned very quickly is "Hurry up and wait." Because there's just a lot of that. And then, man, when they need you, it's like, why weren't you here yesterday? And it's like, well, because I was sitting over there and I was waiting, and everybody was sitting around waiting for their job to be done. And it's just how it is. But horror makeup show, I actually just recommended that to my parents because it's a great way to get out of the heat. AC in there, got that AC. But no, like if you go in there, expecting a 101, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But you do learn a few things.
I was going to say that is my story about the first time I went there, because the first thing I wanted to do when I went to school, like years ago when I was still in high school, I got every book I could on like horror makeup. So I'd do it as like a hobby, and I had to do a zombie film for like school and did all the makeup for it and stuff. And it's a lot of fun. And I remember when I first went to Universal as an adult, and I was like, well, this show's going to be awesome. I'm going to learn so much. And I was like, oh, it's a joke. Okay. Never mind.
It's
cool.
I'm sort of like ashamed, maybe, or maybe not. I was a kid the first time I saw it, and it's changed. So if you saw it years ago, go back and see it again, because it hasn't changed in a while. But it's been a couple years, I think, since it's changed. But the first time I saw it, I thought it was real. I really did. I thought not the crazy aspect of it, but I thought there was really a guy from LA that was coming in to show how we're going to do some makeup. This is how you do some fake blood, whatever. And I was like, wow. And it took me like my second or third trip, I think, when I saw it again and realized this is all nonsense. This is, it's a really entertaining show, and I love going to see it. I've seen it more times than I can count, and I absolutely love it. But like makeup, man, like one thing I really do like though about it is they do give some hats offs and some nods to some of the pioneers. Tom Savini, I got the chance to meet him years back, and like he's featured in the show. They say his name in the show. They talk about some of the gags he came up with. So if you're at all interested in makeup and all that, definitely see it. Yes, it's funny, it's goofy, but it'll give you a different side of it.
Jack Smith too, right? Isn't he talked about in there?
Yeah, I think
so.
Yeah.
I would only say that because I remember that's guy. Like whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of people in there.
JL?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a little bit of a tangent, so I'm not going to belabor it, but I also wanted to say there's also other ways at times to experience the filmmaking side of Universal Studios, and that comes into play outside of the parks. So, like, for example, last year, for an entire year prior, there was at the Orange County Regional History Center an exhibit specifically dedicated to Universal, where Universal would explain the process of what they do in the parks, filmmaking, as well as the parades and makeup for shows and things like that. And the exhibit rotated along with what was happening in the parks at that time. So if, if it was Halloween Horror Nights, then we learned about the process that goes into, Halloween Horror Nights and so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. That's all.
I had no idea that was even happening.
That sounds
cool.
That's
completely a thing.
That's really cool.
So when Mardi Gras came about, they talked about how they put Mardi Gras, the whole creative process that goes into bringing that about.
Anytime you can, if you're interested, viewers, listeners, if you're interested in film, TV, getting into that game, Universal Studios as a guest is not that experience. It's a lot of fun. Definitely go. Have a lot of fun and enjoy the movies you've enjoyed over the years and everything in a different way. But the behind the scenes things, like JL was kind of racking my brain here when she was talking about that. They do a lot of behind the scenes things, especially around Horror Nights, and they have these like revealing the houses and stuff in broad daylight. They turn the lights on, the characters aren't there. Anytime you can do something like that, that's a closer experience, I would say. Not necessarily making a movie, but it's closer to that. Any of the behind the scenes, real behind the scenes stuff,
right.
It's closer to that. You know what I mean? The art direction and all that stuff. Just, the story.
And there are times when you actually can. I mean, it's you don't plan it, but they did do things like they have filmed in the parks. Sharknado 3 was the most recent one. Before that, Steve Harvey was filming a episode for his show there, and in that sense, you do get to see it in. Whoa! I got weird looks.
I was wondering if it was Family Feud.
Oh no! It was some kind of like dating game thing he did.
It was the Steve Harvey show. He has filmed Family Feud there before as well. Steve Harvey's mustache is like a shrine and testament to life itself. So anytime I hear it, it just.
It's just you get it. I saw the looks
mustache.
kind of go up in a different direction. I thought I lost them.
No,
but
you're right. No, you're right.
But you get to see occasionally. You get to see the actual process of it happening as it actually is.
Yeah, and I think that's the best part.
What did you work on are you allowed to disclose that?
For what?
While you were in school and you were actually working at Universal Studios?
Oh, yeah, I was working on reality TV shows. It was actually the first, I want to say, paying job I ever had in the entertainment industry. I was working post-production I was low man on the totem pole, but I was working on shows like Hogan Knows Best and different shows like that for MTV VH1. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was a foot in the door, and I was like brand new, and it was cool because I was right there in the old Nickelodeon building. Upstairs, you go in the back and up the elevator, and it was just like wow. And they still had some of the paint on the walls and everything from when it was Nickelodeon.
I used to eat gack there.
You're actually bringing up something else that, I mean, I guess it went away, but it's supposed to be coming back. They do live tapings of shows there regularly. I mean, Impact Wrestling being one of them.
Yep.
And again, that's a live event, but you do get to see the production of how these things are made. And then you can actually go home and watch them on TV.
Yeah, I almost feel like we've kind of talked about it multiple times on this show now, but Universal is at this really critical point with Universal Studios Florida in that half of it is a working studio still, while the other half is so theme park oriented. But now, all of a sudden, after Impact coming back, after Sharknado there, American Ninja Warrior, I feel like they're progressively trying to push it back more into the parks.
Yeah, they did that Dig thing too recently.
Dig,
So there was a lot of. I agree with you. Well, that's my hope. My fingers crossed. I hope they kind of bring that back.
I won't, school everyone on like the story of Florida and movies and all that, but it's really interesting because Florida was originally going to. I'm talking way back. Was originally going to be what Hollywood is today. That was the idea, and it's interesting how through a series of events it didn't end up being that way, and it ended up being on the other coast. So I think it's amazing, like that they've got these theme parks, and that Disney, they did pioneer with or they didn't pioneer, but I mean they did use the studios for a while. They used them for like 2 days or something. I don't know,
3.5.
But like then Universal Studios, they have their thing going. I love that they're, like I said, that's if you want the movie experience, like all that. If you can go when they're filming something, if they're filming Sharknado 4, which is probably going to come out in like 6 months, or whatever they're doing.
Shark Christmas.
Shark Christmas.
Don't give them ideas.
Santa rides a shark.
Yeah, if they're filming there, that's the best time to, it's going to be boring. It's like watching a parade, but very quietly, because you're just going to be standing there letting everyone do their job. But if that's what you want to see, then there you go.
Well, in all of your working experience, whether it was doing your stuff in Georgia or down here, have you ever been out in like Hollywood and been on some of the big studios over there?
I've been to Hollywood.
Okay.
And I've never, this is putting me on the spot. I've actually never stepped foot on any of the bigger studios.
Okay.
The real studios that are over there. But I have been into studios in Atlanta because there are studios coming in there. I just, Screen Gems. I was just there like this last week or whatever. But I've never been to the ones on the West Coast. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of like indie stuff myself. Like when I work on the bigger things, though, it's like I haven't had to go out to the West Coast. They've had, I've been to sound stages on the East Coast because when I filmed, I was working on like Law and Order and stuff like that. Sound stages in New York, and long.
So you've never been to Universal Hollywood, then, right?
I have never been.
Okay.
I have never been. I need to go. I need to go there. There's a few places I need to go out there.
You absolutely need to go there. I mean, in terms of, it's just still a studio first, where they plop some attractions in that actually it makes it feel awkward whenever you have Shrek 4D sitting there on the side, which the fact that they just expanded their queue and spruced it up to make it look better with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter coming out there, it's just beyond me. But then whenever you're, especially on the studio tram tour, I mean, that's like you're in the thick of it. Whenever we were out there, they had the I forget what it's called. Was it New York Film Academy was there?
Yeah.
New York Film Academy was there
Very
using the Western section of their backlot doing student films.
So cool.
And
That's cool.
So I wish that Universal Studios would actually kind of get more into that aspect and stuff we see daily, because we have Full Sail right here, and
that's a
and
partnership
Tyler,
made in heaven right there. That I can't speak for any of those people, but my God, Full Sail, the way, okay. So not to go off on a tangent,
go ahead.
Full Sail is a school here. That's actually my alma mater. That's it's in Winter Park, Florida. It's the neighbor of Orlando here. They are huge in film and television production. They have a deal with WWE now. They do a lot of the NXT wrestling there. It's all out of there, frankly, unless they're on the road. But yeah, I mean, they've just blown up since I graduated years ago. And I mean, my God, if that could get in touch, you're welcome for the plug. But yeah.
Well, going off on that, I guess, as you do everything, and you kind of hinted at Rhino flat out said it, Universal has inspired you over the years and stuff you've done. What advice do you have to anyone out there who, if we have anyone young listening to us that might want to get into that field one day, what do they need to, besides listening to the music as you're walking into the parks, what do they need to be looking at while they're at Universal to get a better idea and how to inspire them forward, moving on into a career in the industry?
Pay attention to what you're feeling when you're looking at something or listening to something. Analyze it. Why do I feel this way? Why is this making me happy? Why is this making me excited? There's not a lot of like sadness in theme parks. People don't go to theme parks to get sad, go figure. But I mean, there are emotions. There are emotions though. If you look, if you think there is, I mean, I just went back on what I just said, but there are moments of tenderness, different kinds of sadness, the awe moments, the moments where Bambi's walking around. If you're at Disney, if you're at Universal Studios,
Despicable Me.
Yeah, Despicable Me, exactly.
Well, I was going to go back
family,
to you said E.T. and you combine the music, the cue when you're in the forest, and there's just like a smell in that ride. I know it's a weird thing, but
there is. Yeah,
it's
you're right.
it does something in that. Mm-hmm. But the score to E.T., I mean, that was such a strong movie for me when I was a kid that it just gets me, like, when it gets to that wailed up part when they're about to take off and the violin goes, and I'm just like, it's coming.
Jurassic Park.
It's coming.
Yeah, Jurassic. It's just, we, as a people, we, a lot of times you just take it and you feel it and you move on, which is fine. If this is something you're interested in doing, you want to write, whether you want to direct, anything, just analyze it. Why do I feel this way? And you're going to drive people nuts when you start noticing stuff, and then you start breaking it down. It's going to be like you're a psychologist, but couch potato psychologist. But it's like that's what got me into it to begin with was just these emotions that I would feel when I was watching movies. The first two movies that got me into movies, one of them is Universal, so that's how I'm going to tie it in. The first one was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The Gene Wilder movie, I absolutely loved. It was the first movie that ever captured my imagination to the degree it did, where I was like, wow. The second one is Jurassic Park, the original, amazing, which of course is everywhere at Islands of Adventure, and hopefully even more places now that Jurassic World's coming out. The feelings that you get from watching those movies, that they really did a great job of putting the feelings from like Jurassic Park specifically into that park. The excitement, but not just that, the anticipation, the awe-inspiring moments, even the sadness. There's a little bit of that in there. It's just amazing, and it's like telling a story in a span of like 5-10 minutes, whatever that ride is. Just try to figure out why do I feel this way, and then when you're going on to do whatever you do, if you are writing, which is kind of where you start. If you want to direct, I say start with writing your own stuff, your own short films. Or features if you want to go for it. I mean, why not? Use that knowledge, with your characters.
Tyler, real quick, because I've been thinking about this earlier. Is there a place that somebody, if they were interested, could watch your film?
Okay. Randomosity is not currently available. It was. It had a release some years back, and then it was on Amazon. Right now, my focus has been on a movie called A Shotgun Wedding. We're working on that. Hope to hear more soon. Working on it with some producers, and and then got some other things in the works too. Kind of talk to you about, but I'm not really talking about that stuff yet. So, yeah.
No, thank you so much again. I hope a lot of people are getting a lot out of it. I know I did. I didn't expect it to go this crazy as far as everything goes. But no, wonderful conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure, man.
Can't wait for the next time that you're back on the show with us again. The next time you're around. And thank you all for listening, of course. And I want to remind you to go on to disunplug.com for our show notes page, as well as that's where you can get our email address if you have any other questions, as well as all of our social media pages. Like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe to us on iTunes, rate us, or rate us somewhere else. I don't know. Just do all those things
Put
you
a
need
billboard
to do.
up outside until.
Yeah, I mean, I should at least at this point put a billboard up somewhere to make all of this easier. But yeah, just any feedback you guys ever have for us, that would be fantastic, so we know how to get better and continue on this strange and wonderful path that we're going on with Universal. But for this week, that's going to do it for this episode of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. We will be back next week with another episode, but until then, see ya.